we have so much drama. Drama. Guys, I don't know if you're ready for this. Hey everyone, and welcome into today's video. What is going on? I have just woken up. Oh my goodness. And I came onto Alpp's Twitter page. Guys, they're suing. They're suing Grizzly. What is happening? Alpp have filed I'm going to show it up on the screen now. We have got the shareholder file security fraud complaint against Finn Capital and Grizzly Research. If you guys remember, I made a few videos a few months ago about how the Grizzly Research on Twitter came out and they basically slandered Alpp, and there was a lot of people concerned in the comments, and they were saying Alpp is a fraudulent company, and then obviously this was proven completely to be blown out of the water by Ken Wilson, because he's a legend, as we all know, which is why I always talk about Alpp on this channel, because he's one of the most active CEOs that I know for a company. You're not really going to find many CEOs, you know, that do continually post updates about the company every single week with good news, with acquisitions, with mergers, where he's trying to advance the company to the Nasdaq. You know, there's so much good going on with this company, and Grizzly came out and basically tore them apart, said that they were a fraudulent company, that their revenues basically sucked, and that they're not going to have any success, and they warned investors to not put their money there. Well, they've now come out and they've said that they're going to sue them, and I came on because I wanted to go through the Q1 information letter that had just come out from the SEC, which was made a few days ago, and I've been so busy, and with the crash in crypto I hadn't had time to get this video out until now. But this is like way more exciting and I have to just start with this because this is crazy. Alpine 4 Holdings and share filing securities a fraud complaint against the Finn Capital and Grizzly Research. And Alpp, a leading operator and owned of small business markets, announced that it has now filed a lawsuit along with the several shareholders in the United States District Court for the District of Arizona, and then it's got the case number and Grizzly Research alleging securities fraud, which is absolutely hilarious. Tortious interference with business expectancy and liberal slander for dismantling false and misleading statements about Alpine 4 and its employees to manipulate the stock price for further their own financial interest. So what a lot of companies do often, guys, is they come out with a news article. Citron Research is a really popular one on Twitter, and they'll actually release negative news. They did it with NEO back last year around like September or November time, and they obviously say that they're a fraudulent company or certain things like that. What they do is they actually short the position. They make millions of pounds in the process because investors panic, they start selling. That triggers a you know, like a FOMO effect. We have a chain reaction, usually 25 to 45%. We can actually have a big sell-off, just like we had an EHang at the beginning of the year. If you guys remember that the EHang, which is ticker symbol EH, we reached the peak of 120. There was a fraudulent came and they came all the way back down to $20. They lost 80% of their value over the space of a few weeks, which is just crazy. But obviously that was different to Alpine, because Alpine are not a fraudulent company in any way. And then what they do is they make millions and millions of pounds. So what they're saying is they're suing them for that reason, the fact that they have obviously put puts, and they did announce in their statement, I did actually go through that as well on that video if you did watch it, and I said that they were actually shorting the position of Alpine 4, so that was certainly used for their own advantage, and they were obviously trying to manipulate that share price so that they could make millions in the process. Now Alpine 4 its shareholders alleged that on March 10th, Grizzly, speaking through its principal and through social media platforms and media contracts, published false, misleading and unsubstantiated short reports on Alpine 4 using media platforms and websites. FinCap, through its principal Brian Feed, alleged published strikingly similar disinformation linking to Grizzly's unverified and untruthful reports. So this is what I love. Kent, what a legend. Like, what a legend. What CEO does this? And it goes to show you that he has our backs, and you know, he is really trying to work so hard to get that share price up to Nasdaq and then obviously push it into double digits. And I know that if we invest in this company, guys, and we just hold it for a few years, I can see them being, you know, very highly profitable in the future. They have no debt now. They've done so much with the company moving forward. And I mean, this article is literally just hilarious. And he has stated at the bottom of this that Alpine 4 has the 4 principles for their business. We have synergy, innovation, drive and excellence, which we know. So again, this just goes to show me how motivated calculated this company are just from their financial principles, which they do lay out obviously in all of their filings. So this is some funny news that we had to start with before we go over any technicals. And again, we also have this information that has been released. If I go through all of this right now, it is literally going to take me half an hour. So we're going to skip that. I want to just basically give you the bare minimum, because on here we do actually have another report. You can actually go through this. I will leave a link in the description as well, guys, if you want any of this information. But we do have the Q1 letter, and it was quite good. There was nothing majorly said that was anything that we don't know. We have basically been through all of the news since the start of this year. We've known how their revenues are going. They're still not profitable yet, and again, they are losing some money in some of their subsidiaries, but in other subsidiaries they are now profitable, and they are moving that forward, so they are going to expect better revenues in the future. So this is great news, and again, we know they paid off that debt, as I had just said, and they had also said that they became a much stronger and more focused company over the last quarter. The company raised 54 million in cash from its 5 institutional investment groups. So we know all of this. This is why I don't want to go through it, but this was obviously the letter that did come out. Now, if I come down to Nasdaq, because that is the most important thing that you guys are going to want to know, do actually have another announcement on the Nasdaq. So Alpine 4 is in continued conversation with Nasdaq. We consistently offer them expeditious answers to their comments and are enthusiastic for the completion of their work. In the meantime, we continue to execute on our DFS business model and grow shareholder value through the strengthening of our fundamentals. In closing, Q1 was a transformative quarter for Alpine 4, and the stage is set for our continued success. So that is a letter there from Alpine. They are also saying in this article that they are looking more into the Alpine defense sector, where they're going to be taking off drones and hopefully working with the government moving forward, because that is a sector that they want to really put their hand and pocket into. And this is good, guys, moving forward, because we know that aerospace and drone technology is set to have, you know, a explosion over the next 5 years, and this could be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Now, I'm not saying that this company are going to reach any type of $100 billion market cap from their subsidiaries, because they are very, very small, but the fact that they can have a piece of that pie and they are in with the governments, we don't know how big this contract could be in the future with some of their subsidiaries. So moving forward, we do have, you know, some really, really good setups for Alpine 4, depending on how obviously those contracts come into fruition. Now, what I want to do is quickly go over the technicals, because yesterday we did in fact have a very good day overall in the market. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 actually did close in the green, and you can see up on my screen that Alpine 4 in fact just did its own thing like it always does, and it actually sold off 5%. But we are in that range like I had predicted, where we were going to stay above that $3.20 mark, and we were going to trade all the way up to about $4.50. So this is kind of the new range now for Alpine 4 moving forward, unless again we do have another severe correction of any kind in the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. But again, as we know, Alpine always does its own thing, and there is always good news that is announced continually every single week, which does in fact incentivize that share price to stay and be pushed up over the course of the long term. So I think that what we are going to see is this area of consolidation that we are in now, and you guys can see that this is the second time that we have now held at this layer of support, and we didn't actually come down to that 30 on the RSI, which does go to show that we do have a little bit more downside if in fact we are to have any more selling, just to put that pressure maximum of $3, and then again I do expect that upside to around that $4 range. Now, if we do get any Nasdaq uplisting or any new announcement, then I will expect that range to be anywhere between $4 and $6 moving forward, which would be an increase of about 50% in the share price. And again, this will be some very, very exciting news if we do get any of these informations out from Kent about the Nasdaq moving forward. So right now, if you haven't entered a position of Alpine 4, I do think that this is a very good place for the long term. Again, if you are a long-term investor, there is no guarantee that we are going to hold this level of support in case there is another correction in the Nasdaq, like I said, or the S&P. But moving forward, I do expect this company to become more profitable over the next few quarters, and then again moving into 2022 and 2023, I think that they have set themselves up in a fantastic position with no debt, and again they have so many subsidiaries now. They are expanding globally because they did announce that, and I put that in my last video when we did go through some news and information there. So this company, like I said, could be worth double digits in the future. So if you haven't entered a position, then now is probably a good time. Again, if you're holding that one there for a few years. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video today. If you did, then be sure to go down there and give this a like. Go Ken Wilson for suing Grizzly, as this is something that we just don't get to talk about often here on the space on YouTube. So this was a really fun and exciting video to make. I hope that you did enjoy it. Have a lovely day. Have a great weekend ahead as we move into Friday, and then obviously having that weekend. Hopefully you get a slice of sunshine. It is raining out here today in Cornwall, but hopefully it will pick up later. So have a good day, guys, and I will see you back on my channel soon for some more content on investing. And a quick plug before I go: if you are someone that is wanting to learn how to grow on YouTube in 2021 and beyond, I have started a second channel, so be sure to check that out. I have linked it in the community section, where I in fact put up all of my polls and all of the notifications that you guys can see obviously on the chat community. So be sure to go and check that out. It's also on my homepage just above all of my playlists, and I will be uploading one video every single week, sometimes two if there is time, and I will be talking through all of the tips and tricks, the secrets that YouTubers don't want you to know, and how to successfully start a YouTube channel in 2021 and beyond, and scale it obviously into a big business where potentially you could be a full-time YouTuber. So guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.